there's nothing worse than walking into a grocery store, having no idea what you want to cook, and just be walking around aimlessly, not knowing what to do or where to go. So I'm gonna hold your hand through the entire process of how to plan, shop, and prepare meals in a way that keeps them exciting, fresh, and within a strict weekly budget. This is how to start making healthy meals for beginners. The fastest way to get overwhelmed with grocery shopping is to think about all the recipes that you've seen, all of the recipes that you've screenshotted, and be like, I literally have no idea where to start. I like to start by picking 2 main protein sources. Then I think about what flavor profiles or cuisines I'm craving. Maybe I'm feeling Mexican, Italian, or Asian flavors. That gives me direction without locking me into a specific recipe. Then I can buy versatile ingredients that all work together so I can mix and match throughout the week to make lots of different meals with the same core ingredients. Ethan Chablowski on YouTube makes some incredible videos that talk all about breaking down flavor profiles. Just super helpful in the way that you think about making recipes and cooking in general. To meal prep or ingredient prep? That's the question. Meal prep is when you make entire meals in advance, which can be great for people who don't want any day of decision making, or they need meals completely grab and go. But it can get repetitive and you might get tired of eating the same thing. Ingredient prep is when you do all the washing, chopping, and prep so you can mix and match ingredients quickly to make lots of different meals throughout the week, which is great for people who value meal variety, don't like old dried chicken, and have a few minutes to combine ingredients either day of or the night before. This is where you're gonna have to tweak depending on your lifestyle. If it's easier for you to do a big meal prep and that's what you like, then do that. If it's easier for you to do ingredient prep and then kind of assemble the meals together, that's my personal favorite way to go about it, just because it allows me to have so much more flexibility with the meals that I'm actually eating throughout the week. So I'm not just eating the same thing every single day. Usually the things I'm adding to my grocery list will fall under these 3 categories: weekly staples, recipe specific, and wild card. Weekly staples are things that I almost buy on autopilot every single week. Things like apples, tuna, Greek yogurt, spaghetti squash. These are all things that I eat and love and can pair with so many different things. And they're ingredients that make up the backbone of my meals. No matter what flavor profile or what other things I add to them, these are staples that I'm gonna get every single week. And then anything that falls under the recipe specific category, I'm gonna have to look at the recipes that I'm wanting to make and flavor profiles that I'm wanting to tap into, and I'm gonna have to buy things specific to those. So this week I'm making a Greek lemon chicken soup, so I'm adding lemons to that list, and chicken broth is something that I wouldn't necessarily buy on autopilot, but I need for that recipe. Anything that falls under the wild card category is usually just something that I've been wanting to try, whether it's a fruit, a vegetable, a different kind of product. It's something that excites me that I honestly don't need, but it's fun and I want to try it or use it in a recipe. So next time you go grocery shopping, as you're making your list and as you're even picking out things, ask yourself the question, is this a weekly staple? Is this recipe specific, or is this a wild card product? And you want most of your grocery list to be comprised of your weekly staples, and then a few of them are going to be recipe specific for certain flavor profiles, and then you can throw in 1 or 2 wild cards that just make the shopping trip exciting. But what you don't want is your entire list to be made up of wild cards, because then you're like, wait, what am I supposed to make with this? Now let's make this week's grocery list together. First, start by writing down your weekly staples. What are the things that you've run out of that you love using in recipes that you know you're gonna eat throughout the week no matter what? Then look at any fun recipes you wanna make throughout the week and see if there's any specific ingredients that you need to add to your list. Then from there, ask if there's anything fun that you wanna try, and you can add that to the list too. The format of my grocery list is based on my route throughout the store, and this is something you'll be able to figure out as you attend the same store multiple times, where things are in the store so you can put them in order on your grocery list. You don't have to keep searching and jumping all around. You can just be like, I'm going straight through this section, marking off everything in order, and then move on to the next section. Another important thing to think about before you go grocery shopping is your budget. So when you're planning what meals and what proteins and all these things that you want to get, you have to keep in mind how much money you have to spend each week. For me, I give myself a $100 cash budget. I have to be smart with the way that I'm going about grocery shopping and make sure that the things I'm buying are within my budget, and that I'm also hitting kind of all of the needs that I want. I want to be getting some good protein sources. I want to be getting fruits and vegetables, and I also want some fun things in there. I want to get a dark chocolate bar that I can make these fun recipes with. It's just gonna make it an overall better experience because I'm not gonna be caught off guard by anything because I put thought into it beforehand. You're gonna wanna find a grocery store that you enjoy going to and that matches your specific needs. For me, the priority is the biggest bang for my buck. For some people, it's gonna be organic, non-GMO. So find a grocery store that works for you. I'm gonna be shopping at Winco today, but if you're on the East Coast, a store that I love, that I grew up going to is Aldi, and that's an amazing option if you want a budget-friendly store. Go wherever makes you excited to go grocery shopping and that fits your goals and your budget. It can be really overwhelming when you first start going to a grocery store because you don't know where anything is, but as you keep going to that grocery store and kind of form your path throughout the store, you're not only going to figure out your personal route that you like to take, but you're also going to know where things are and just know exactly where to go and where to be. So just stick it out, know that it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable as you find things for the first couple of times, and then it's going to get easier as you keep going. Personally, I always love going produce first, so that's where I start, and then I kind of do this ring around the grocery store and then only really go in the middle aisles when I need to grab something specific, because the outer ring is usually kind of where you want to stay. That's usually where a lot of the healthy food is and where most of the essentials are going to be. If you're trying to be cost effective, finding a grocery store that sells bulk items is awesome, and Winco Foods is one of those. So I'm going to be buying things just the exact portion sizes that I need, which helps me stay on budget. For everyone's store, it's going to be different, but after the produce, I go to the bulk foods section, and then next up is dairy products. So I'm gonna get all my dairy and my protein and meat and everything now. If you're trying to compare between different products to see which one you want to buy, look at the price per ounce to see what you're paying per ounce of the product, because something can cost $3 but have a higher price per ounce than another product, and the other one is going to be a better deal because it's cheaper per ounce. One thing that I always do is I check the nutrition labels for the ingredients that something has. If I look at a nutrition label and there's an asterisk anywhere on any of the statements that they're making, then I like to go and check what that means just so I can be informed about the item I'm purchasing. I think the most important thing when you're going grocery shopping is to be prepared, and it's good that we made our list beforehand so we can head in here with a clear mind, know exactly what we need, and then get those things quickly and get out of there. My total was $86.03, and I also bought something at Trader Joe's yesterday. I got some rice cakes. I think we have like $7 left for the week, and the way that it works is if I need something else during the week, I can use that $7 or just let it carry over to next week, and then I have $107 to spend next week. Let's go home and get these ingredients prepped and ready so that we can make some quick and easy meals. I've got some time to cook today, so we're gonna do a mixture of meal prepping and ingredient prepping. I'm all about mixing and matching, so making things, whether it be recipes or just ingredients that I can combine in different ways to keep things interesting, because I am not trying to eat a bunch of boring meals. Food is something I love and I want it to be exciting. Some things I'm prepping are a Greek lemon chicken soup and some lemon poppy seed muffins. There's a theme here. I was feeling lemon this week. And then I also have another treat that I might make, these little coconut protein bite truffle things. I don't know, something like that, something chocolate coconut related. I also have some spaghetti squash and some other just ingredients that I want to prep as well. The key for this is to make it something that you don't hate eating over and over again. Lean into variety with the things that you buy. What are the different recipes and meals you can make with the ingredients that you bought for the week? And then also just making it exciting. Like, what's something you're going to want to eat, and what are some different fun combinations you can come up with based on the ingredients that you already purchased. This is like my favorite part of the whole process, is actually being in the kitchen and baking and cooking. So let's do it. I had some egg whites left over from the Greek chicken soup recipe, and so I'm cooking those up as part of my breakfast. But I wanted to talk about a mindset shift that has really changed my perspective. We think of breakfast food like pancakes, toast. If you look at the definition, breakfast is just a meal that you eat early in the day. That meal can be whatever you want. And so I'm gonna have egg whites and I'm gonna have some of my chicken soup for breakfast because I want to. Shifting my mindset that any time of day, I can eat any type of food. Doing that just takes away the restriction and the roadblock to eating in a way that makes you feel your best. Not that breakfast food can't be that. It's just a mindset shift that helped me, so I thought I'd share it. I just wanted to show you guys how I paired some of the ingredients and meals that I prepped at the beginning of the week. So you can see a lot of common ingredients between these meals. We've got spaghetti squash, ground beef, chicken soup, combining spaghetti squash and the chicken soup, eating the brownie balls and the muffins and the cheese, and just using all of our ingredients in a bunch of different ways. You've got to learn this stuff in levels. Once you unlock level 1, which is buying groceries at the grocery store and starting to prepare your own meals, and once you get comfortable with that, you can unlock level 2, which is a deeper understanding of nutrition and cooking and leveling up your recipes and meals and getting more comfortable with experimenting and exploring new things. Just know that eating healthy is a process. Figuring out how to cook is a process. It's all something that is going to be learned as you keep putting in the time and effort to understand it. But this is a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life, you and your future family. So it's something that you should definitely learn how to do. And it doesn't have to be complicated. These meals can be very simple. As you saw with the meals that I shared from this week, a lot of them are very basic. Cooking some meat, putting some spices on it, and reheating things. Like, it's not very complicated, but really what it's going to take is you just being okay with being uncomfortable and being okay with stepping outside of your comfort zone of whatever you typically eat. Be okay with being bad at cooking or being bad at grocery shopping first. But as you keep showing up, just like in every other aspect of your life, you're going to improve in this. You're going to become a better cook. You're going to learn how to make healthy recipes. You're going to feel better because you're fueling yourself in a really good way. Like I mentioned before, I feel like there are levels to eating healthy, and there are things that I didn't talk about in this video that I think are important. So if you want any specific budgeting challenges or a video that talks about nutrition and understanding that, like, let me know. I want to make videos that are going to help you. And so let me know what you need help with, and I will make those videos. I hope you can take action in your own life based off of some of these tips that I shared, and let everybody know in the comments if you have any other healthy eating tips or grocery shopping tips or anything that you like to do in your process that makes healthy eating easier for you and just living a healthy lifestyle more sustainable and maintainable. Let's all help each other out here because this is a process. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to become better. I hope we can do that together. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.